Hello, and I would like to welcome you to today's presentation on Wellbeing and Welfare support available within the University of Surrey's student accommodation. Please, before we proceed, can you take a photo or screenshot of the information and the contact numbers you see currently on your screen? We will give you another opportunity to do so at the end of the presentation. So my name is Emma. I am part of the University of Surrey's residential warden team. We have residential wardens in place across the 3 campuses, Stag Hill, Manor Park, and also on Hazel Farm. The wardens, we are full-time members of university staff who live with our family in the residences all year round. So you will have access to the support we offer, not just in semester time, but also throughout the university's holidays and closure periods. We're primarily here to support your well-being and welfare during your time in residences, but we also have to ensure that you do maintain a reasonable standard of behaviour whilst you're living here and that you continue to adhere to the conditions of residence. You can contact your local University of Surrey Warden team via email, and this information can be found through the accommodation section on SurreyNet. So to start off with, I want to talk to you about some issues and phrases regarding COVID-19, things for you to be aware of over the coming months during your time in residences. So firstly, as you move into your flat, as you get to know your flatmates, it is now time to start regarding your flat as your new home and subsequently your household. So if you ever see the phrase household or bubble being used either in university communications or in news announcements from the UK government, this is referring to you and your flatmates. So you therefore need to be following the university guidance whenever this may change or be adapted on social mixing, social distancing, and other testing and vaccination policies. You have a responsibility not just to yourself but to your flatmates not to expose them to COVID-19 unnecessarily. You will see examples of some of the signage that you will find around both residences and in your academic buildings on the screen at the moment. And further guidance and answers to many questions is also available at the coronavirus section of our website. That's surrey.ac.uk/coronavirus/students. On that section of the University of Surrey's website, you'll find information on what to do should you or a member of your household test positive for COVID-19, along with the self-isolation form I'll talk about shortly. So if you do happen to have symptoms or you have tested positive for COVID-19 at any point in the future, we ask you to not leave your flat or to directly return to your flat immediately and to contact our COVID-19 Rapid Response Team, or the RRT. So you can contact them via email at coronavirusinquiries@surrey.ac.uk. Now, the Coronavirus Rapid Response Team can firstly help you to arrange a test if you do not want to do this directly yourself through the NHS. They are also available to contact your flatmates to inform them that you are self-isolating should you not feel comfortable in doing so. There is a wide range of support available to you if you find yourself having to self-isolate at any point throughout the academic year. Now, this is available once you have completed the self-isolation form I mentioned, which can be found via the coronavirus FAQ section of the Surrey website. Just one of the examples of the support available is the self-isolation buddy scheme. Now, this would pair you with a non-isolating Surrey student who can help you out in ways such as collecting post from reception or by meeting food shopping deliveries outside your flat on your behalf. So if you have had close contact with a confirmed case of COVID-19, please stay at home, stay in your residence and complete the necessary self-isolation period and follow the latest government guidelines here. If you have any questions on this matter, contact coronavirus inquiries at surrey.ac.uk or your nearby Warden team, and we'll be able to let you know what is required at that particular moment in time. Some various common sense policies that we would ask you to adhere to throughout the year. Things such as washing your hands on a regular basis, using the hand sanitizer stations you'll find around residences and throughout your academic buildings, particularly before and after cooking and on return from perhaps the town centre or from attending your classes. You may wish to agree as a household how you may use the kitchen, whether a rota basis is needed to spread out the number of you using that space at any one time. And the most important thing here also is to not recklessly interfere or ever misuse the health, safety and well-being facilities and signage that you will find in and around both campuses. As well as looking after yourself and others in terms of COVID-19, it's also worth remembering that this kind of respect and support for each other will also transfer to social occasions, to nights out, whether that is with your flatmates, course mates, or perhaps new friends you've met through a club or society. Not everyone will want to drink alcohol or socialise to the same extent that you might. Please respect this, respect beliefs that may differ from your own. A widening number of students are now teetotal, so respect their decisions here and perhaps come up with some alternative nights out if this is the case. Respecting each other also refers to the matter of consent, and quite simply here, as you can see on the screen, only yes means yes. If yes transfers to I am unsure or no, then that immediately means no and refutes any previous consent or agreement given, dependent on the situation at hand. If you'd like further information on this topic, please visit the Wellbeing section of the Surrey website /consent, and this will give you information on the different situations that the issue of consent may arise in, as well as give you some details on the Make the Pledge campaign taking place across Surrey. Our Centre for Wellbeing, the physical centre is located on Stag Hill campus, but virtual appointments are also available, is there to help anyone of you that may have been affected by sexual assault or abuse at some point in your life. So please do reach out to them if you would like to speak with a member of the counselling team there, or contact your nearby Warden team if you're unsure on how to do so. If any kind of incident of this nature or any other should occur to you or to somebody you know, you can report this via our online report and support system. Now, this report and support platform can be used anonymously, so you do not have to put in your own details should you wish not to. But if you can provide as much information in this instance as possible, it will come through to security and to the relevant teams and will help us follow up and take any necessary action, as well as providing support to those affected. This report and support system can be found online. It will be found via SurreyNet, via your student union newsletters, and also at reportandsupport.surrey.ac.uk. Should you ever become concerned about someone within your flat, a course mate, or someone you've met through a club or society, if there are changed behaviours or they've said things that are making you concerned or anxious for their well-being, please let us know as soon as you possibly can so that we can reach out and offer them any necessary support. Now, you can reach out, like I mentioned, to us, the wardens in this instance, but there are other support teams in place should this to be taking place outside of residences. There are peer supporters who are current students who have been trained to listen and to signpost you in the right direction. You have the Centre for Wellbeing, of course, but there is also the multi-faith chaplaincy, your academic tutors, or the reception staff. People are all available here to listen and to signpost you in the right direction if they cannot give you that direct support themselves. And as mentioned, for any anonymous reporting, you have the online report and support platform. These are your flatmates, your course mates, your classmates, people you've met through shared interests. Please look after them. And if you ever have any concerns, let us know so that we can step in and offer the right support. I did mention the Centre for Wellbeing just now, and this physical centre is on the Stag Hill campus. That is where our trained counsellors and mental health advisors can be found in person. You can also request virtual appointments by either emailing centreforwellbeing@surrey.ac.uk or by visiting the Centre for Wellbeing section on SurreyNet. The team there also includes eating disorder specialists and has links to local CBT services. If you are ever in need of support, of guidance, if you wish to speak with someone about an ongoing or new and emerging situation that you're experiencing, please reach out to the team there and they will be able to support you moving forwards. Additionally, we have a fantastic disability and neurodiversity team at Surrey. If you're not already aware of them and you haven't spoken to them and you feel you may require additional support, either in residences or in terms of your academic lessons, then please get in touch with them again via SurreyNet or by emailing them at disability@surrey.ac.uk. They can have an initial consultation with you and put you in touch with screening programs, look at discussing reasonable adjustments that may need to be put in place for you. Like I mentioned, this does include support in residences as well as on the academic side of things. And last but certainly not least, our multi-faith chaplaincy is there to support students both with religious and faith beliefs, but also our non-faith students as well. They offer a wide variety of advice on guidance on different matters and can also direct you to places to worship for your denomination or belief system. And to mention on this topic, we do have a number of prayer rooms located within our residences across both campuses. If you haven't yet seen one and would like to know exactly where these are located, please contact your Warden team and we'll be able to point you in the right direction. Moving on to healthcare and to physical healthcare in this sense, you may have already learnt that we have a GP and NHS general practitioners located on our Stag Hill campus. And you can, as a student, register to receive access to a GP, to a nurse practitioner, and also for the collection of prescriptions. For our international students, you also have the ability to register now for NHS access. This comes within your student visa and the health surcharge you will have paid. Now, access to an NHS doctors gives you the ability to gain the COVID-19 vaccinations if you medically can have those and haven't yet already. Additionally, it can help you should something like a case of meningitis sadly occur. So as a fresher, we do need to make you aware that you are in a particularly high-risk category, especially for the first few weeks of the semester when it comes to meningitis. Now, as soon as you register with a nearby NHS or private practitioner or GP, you can request the meningitis vaccination if you haven't had this already. Certainly worth checking with your previous GP or with a parent or guardian to see whether you have already had this vaccination. And it will protect you against some of the most common causes of meningitis. Now, further information on the causes of meningitis, the symptoms, and what to do next can be found on www.meningitisnow.org. Some of the most common symptoms are displayed on the screen now. These can include anything from a fever to severe muscle pain, a dislike of very bright lights, vomiting. You might feel particularly drowsy, have confusion and irritability, and potentially even suffer from convulsions. Now, I know that perhaps one or maybe two of these symptoms can sometimes be mistaken for fresh as flu or even a hangover, but should you be experiencing multiple symptoms from this list, please do check out the Meningitis Now website and do call security if you are concerned. It is certainly better to take preventative measures here and all precautions. So if you are on campus, we ask you to call security if you are concerned that you may have any of these symptoms. If you are away from university and the same situation arises, please call 999 in this instance. Now, one of the most common symptoms of meningitis, or at least the most well known, is the rash. This is something to look for, but not necessarily to wait, as it is not always the first symptom to appear from that list. And also, please remember that a rash can be more difficult to see on darker skin. So we ask you to focus on the previous list of symptoms first and to take action there rather than waiting for a rash to potentially appear. And the picture there shows the glass test that you can do to determine if it may be a meningitis rash. So I mentioned that you can call security in that instance if it's a potential severe medical situation. The best course of action when you're in residences is to always call security. They can then liaise with the necessary teams within the university and also with the emergency services should their attendance be required. Other examples of when you might call security, who by the way are here on both campuses 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, are potentially if you lose something like your student ID card. This isn't just your student ID, it allows you access to some restricted areas around the university where only you personally or students are permitted to be. So if you do lose your student ID, please do contact your reception and security as soon as you're aware of this situation. Another incident when you may wish to contact security would be if something more serious is occurring and affecting either you or people around you. If there is a confrontation taking place, we ask you to please always look to remove yourself from that situation. It is certainly better to run or to hide than to end up in any form of confrontation. If necessary, please remove yourself to a safe place and call security as soon as it is deemed safe to do so. Now, they, like I mentioned, can liaise with any other teams that may be required at that moment in time. If you are off campus, then please either call the police or any other services relevant to that particular situation. Both security and us as wardens will be keeping an eye out for any illegal drugs that we may find in and around residences on university campuses. So the university has an absolute zero tolerance policy for illegal drug use or possession, and know that this does include cannabis. This also will include any of the new psychoactive substances you may be aware of and other instruments such as NOx canisters. Now, disciplinary action is very possibly and very likely to be taken against students that are found with any illegal substances on their possession or in their residence. And please know that the ventilation systems in bathrooms are connected, so things such as smoking cannabis in bathrooms can be determined from other areas of student accommodation. Something to be aware of is that if you are caught using any kind of drug or substance in your rooms or in any university residences, this includes cannabis, you can potentially face losing your student accommodation and could potentially be expelled from the university. Now, in terms of other areas of seeking advice and support and reaching out to different teams, if you have any concerns about different issues that may be concerning you, if it's an academic situation, we suggest that your first point of call would be your personal tutor. For something more general, then potentially your academic hive, your faculty hive, could also be of assistance here. For any general non-academic matters away from residences or perhaps Centre for Wellbeing matters, then your first point of call should usually be the My Surrey Hive or your university wardens. Now, the My Surrey Hive building is located on the Stag Hill campus next to the Library and Learning Centre, and the team there will be able to answer any questions you have or signpost you in the right direction. They can also be accessed via email, and that is hive@surrey.ac.uk. With any email communications, please include your Surrey student number so that we can respond accordingly in a quicker amount of time. Peer supporters, if you aren't already aware of this service, they are students that you will very quickly get to know. They will be coming round to visit you in residences over the coming weeks to check in and see how you're settling in, how you're getting on with your new flatmates, and to see whether any questions or concerns you have that they can help you with. So peer supporters are current students at the University of Surrey. They do have experience of living in university accommodation and so will have seen and heard it all. So please do take advantage of their knowledge and experience in this matter. If they can't answer the question themselves, they will always be able to signpost you in the right direction and give you support going forwards. If you have any questions, or if at some point you'd like to request a particular peer supporter revisit your flat, please email peersupport@surrey.ac.uk and the team will be able to assist you. So a few to-do things, some good hints and tips to take away with you moving forwards over the next couple of weeks. Firstly, if you haven't already, we certainly recommend setting up a group chat on either WhatsApp or another social as soon as possible, really. This will allow you to start getting to know your flatmates, to check in on them if you haven't seen them for a little while, and also to start asking for consent if you'd like to bring any guests round to the flat to discuss things such as cleaning rotas, as well as arranging nights out, socials, and anything a little more fun. If you haven't actually introduced yourself to all your flatmates, then please do go and do this once you've finished listening to this presentation. Note that not all your flatmates may be particularly extroverted in nature, so some may appreciate a little more time or encouragement to join you in some social endeavours. We recommend having a flat meal either this week or next. You can all cook together or take yourselves into Guildford to one of the restaurants there and spend time getting to know each other. You'll be in close proximity for the coming year, and many flatmates do go on to live with each other once they leave university residences. So it's certainly worth investing the time to get to know each other well from day one. But as well as getting to know your flatmates, please do consider joining one of the university's clubs and societies and attending some of the taster events that they're going to be running over the coming couple of weeks. We have over 40 sports clubs at the university and over 100 different societies. So consider dropping down to the Freshers Fair during Welcome Week, the clubs and societies fair that will take place in the big marquee. Have a look online at the different clubs and societies we have available. It's a fantastic chance to meet people with shared interests from all around the world, and I assure you, you'll make some amazing friends by joining either your core society or a new sport or activity over the coming weeks. So I'm going to round off by saying a massive congratulations. We all appreciate here at the university that you have had an incredibly tough and challenging 2 years in order to get to university. Congratulations on the hard work and that it's all paid off and you are now about to embark on the next stage of your lives. Be safe, but also have fun, and know that the Warden team and all of the other support services at the university are here to answer any questions that you may have and to offer any guidance that we can, not just in the coming year, but throughout your time at the University of Surrey. So please contact us going forwards if you have any questions or concerns that we can help you address. And we look forward to seeing you on and around campus over the coming few weeks and months. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.